Hi everybody, my name is Anastacia and welcome to my YouTube channel. Welcome to today's video, which is going to be a Notion tour. I mentioned Notion in my last video where I was kind of just like prepping for a new week, a new month. I feel like I'm a little late to the Notion game, but better late than never. It is a godsend, seriously. I feel like I've put my entire life on here, and I feel like as I continue to use it and use different sections that I've made, I realize like what things work, what things don't work, what I use a lot, what I don't use that I thought I maybe would have. So I just thought I would kind of like run through my personal Notion and my setup. It's very basic, just like with stuff that I find that I need. This is stuff that works for me. Obviously what works for me might not work for you, but hopefully you find some kind of inspiration, like motivation to maybe set up your own Notion. Let's get into it. So this is my homepage. This is the hub. This is where everything sits. So I've got my heading here with just my name. I made this in Illustrator. This cute little smiley face. And then this is kind of what I've got going on. So I have my daily section, which is to-do lists, brain dump, haven't used this category, and shopping list, which I also don't really use, which is interesting. These are things that I thought maybe I would use regularly, but I'm not finding myself going here that often. And then here I have a section called keep track. So this is my habit tracker. This is books. And these are movies and TV shows. I'm gonna go into all of these after, just to show you guys, but this is just a quick run through. This is my create section. So this is where I come up with like content ideas, content calendar. This is an Instagram dump where I have like Instagram captions that I think of and I wanna write down, because we all know how annoying it is when you can't think of a caption for your Instagram photo, right? And then a YouTube section, which honestly like is not very fleshed out because I'm still new to YouTube, so I'm still figuring out what I need to kind of keep track of there. This is my section called Bird Law, which if I've got any It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia fans, you will know. This is my law school sections, and then I just have some photos. These two disco ball photos I found on Pinterest, and then these two I made in Illustrator. And then I've got these sections on the bottom here. So self-care, this is kind of just like if I'm feeling low and I need to boost that serotonin, this is where I'm going, just to find some things to do that make me happy and chipper, you know? And then this is like a workout section, which is recently added. And then over here, we've got my little chef section. Hello Ratatouille, literally the best movie. So this is, I've got what's cooking, good looking. That was initially going to be like a way to kind of track what recipes I'm using throughout the week to kind of see what I really like making and that kind of thing, but haven't really used it that much. And then this one here is for recipes themselves. But again, I'll go into that later. Finances, budgeting, ew. I honestly, like, as a 26-year-old, need to get my together in terms of my budgeting. Yeah, so anyways, I'm like starting to kind of really like track everything that I'm spending, like every penny that I'm spending, putting it in and just like seeing what's going out, what's coming in, like that kind of thing. And then this section is for travel plans. Honestly, I don't travel very much, if at all. I'm a student, I'm poor, I don't have a lot of money. So this section currently only has one thing in it, which is the trip that I'm going on in August, which I saved up for, and that's for a music festival. So that's got that in there. And then this is my Etsy name. So you can find me on Etsy at Tied Up Tongues, or I'm also on Instagram. So yeah, this is just a way to track Etsy funds and sales. And then this is Redbubble. I honestly I can't remember the last time I uploaded anything onto Redbubble. I also had someone steal my artwork and put it on Redbubble, so I'm kind of like iffy on Redbubble. But Etsy is predominantly where I make the most sales, which is great because I love doing that and I love making prints and I love using my undergraduate degree. Okay, so that is the homepage. That's what that looks like. As I use it, that might change. Oh, and then also, sorry, I forgot to mention this at the top here is my weekly to-do. So this is what this page looks like. So I have days of the week, all the things that I need to do, and then these cute little photos I found on Pinterest. I'm filming the Notion tour right now. We can check that off. So that's kind of what goes on here. But what I will say is, as you can see on the top here, this is the home page, and this is a subsection of my to-do section. So if we go back to the home page, in my daily section, I have my to-do page, which has this wonderful GIF, if anyone remembers. Yeah, it's very, very good. So this is where I get these templates. So I made these templates and then I made them into buttons. So for example, let's say I wanted to do a daily to-do. So I'll just click this button here and it will open up a new template. And this is my template. So basically what I'll do is I'll add the date here, and then these are the must do tasks: this morning, this afternoon, this evening, this cute little Pinterest photo because we love Taylor Swift. So that's what happens there. And then here, this is my weekly one, which we just saw filled out, but this is the baseline of what it looks like. So basically I'll make one of these every week, and then what I do is I go here and I will add a link to a page. And so that way it's on the home page. So that's kind of how I run my weekly vibe. These two, like I mentioned earlier, I don't really use that often, so I'm not even gonna bother going in them because I don't even remember what they look like. So we're gonna move on. This is the keep track section. So I've got in here, this is a little quote, if anyone knows. Louis Tomlinson, we love. Lots of little nods to the boys of the One Direction in here because it just makes me happy, you know. So this is my habit tracker, which I feel like I've tried to do via a bullet journal and I've never really stuck to it, but I figure this is like foolproof because you literally just click a checkbox and that is like easy enough for me. So I don't really have that many things on here. As you can see, I also have not read in what, six days? Like I have to read today, otherwise I'm gonna go crazy. But anyways, I just have that I want to make up at 8. Any form of movement during the day, read, water intake, if I ate in, because I'm trying to eat in more. I feel like I spend a lot of money on food outside, so I don't really want to do that anymore. Just making sure that my space is clean, made my bed, you know, that kind of thing. And a no spend, which goes into being 26 and needing to figure out how to budget properly. And then bed by 11. As you can see, I've only done that twice so far. So yeah. But basically that's what this section is. And then again with the template button, I have here, which will open up, if we click that, it will create a new month. So every month I can just click this button, change the date, and then, you know, if there's only 30 days in that month or whatever, you can take out rows here. And then what you can do is you can drag this old table into the archive here. Do you know what I mean? So that is this section. So I'm just gonna remove that. And then we've got my book tracker. So this is my 2022 books. So this is where I write in all the books that I've read, author, the star rating I'm giving them, page number, the format of the book I read, when I started, when I finished, the month, and then I add the cover. The reason I add the cover is because if I go down here, I haven't done it actually. Let's do it right now. So if I add a view, I can go by gallery, and then it will go here to cover. It will put the cover of the books. Oh my, that is something. So if I click small, you can do fit image or not. I'm gonna do fit image just so I can see the full thing. And then that way you can kind of see all the book covers that you've read. So that's really great. You can set it up really any way you want, but I like looking at the list like this. And then at the bottom, I just decided to do this because I thought that was fun, to see how many pages I've read. So yeah, that is kind of how this works. In each column, you can kind of open it up, and I just write like little bullet points of stuff that's happening in the book just to remember. So that's my 2022 books, and then I kind of can click on per month and see how many books I read, and that kind of thing. And then underneath here, I have the soon to be mine. So this is my TBR of books that I do want to read, but I haven't read yet, or I don't own, or whatever. So I put the title, the author, own, cost, and then the format. So if they're free on Kindle Unlimited, I want to know, because I don't want to pay for the whole book, you know? So that's kind of what I do here. And then we'll check off the ones that I own. And then if I've read it, which I've only read one, which was this. So what I will do is I'll show you my 2021. So basically this was the year that I read like 130 something books. And I kind of kept track of them on paper, just like writing down when I read them. So this one is not as fully fleshed out as my 2022 one will be. I also don't have notes for any of these books, which kind of sucks, but this is my 2021 books. So as you can see, I read a lot of books in January, February, March, April, 3 in May. It was a slow month. June, July, August, September, and then I stopped reading for the year. I'm like pretty sure I didn't read anything after September. So that was kind of when school started, and I was like, uh-oh, I got other priorities. So yeah, so I read 134 books in 2021. I'm not on track to beat that goal this year. So yeah, I've only read 24 books this month, but I wish 24 books this year, but that's fine. I feel like I'm trying to put less pressure on myself to read so quickly. I feel like everybody on TikTok is like, oh, look at the 37 books I read this month. And that was me last year. And now I'm like, how is this possible? Like who has the time? Not me. I wish I had the time. I would love for that to be my job, you know? If we go back, I've got this section, which is just a way to kind of, I feel like, do you ever have those moments where you're literally like, oh my God, yeah, what are we gonna watch on Netflix, or what are we gonna watch on whatever? And so I wanted to make a little running list of things as I think of them. Obviously I haven't used this honestly as much as I really thought I would have, but it's still nice to kind of like go back and be like, oh, I kind of want to watch a movie. The only movie I put in here is Spree, and I haven't watched it, but this is kind of how this is set up. So I have the movie name, whether it's like film or TV, the genre, platform, which I think is great, you know, if you're just like, oh, I want to watch something on Amazon Prime, or I want to watch something on Disney Plus, or whatever. Watched, and whether it has like a release date. So see here, Stranger Things season 4 volume 2. Whoa, can check it off that I watched it. Yeah. For example, Supernatural is like 1 million seasons. I just watched the season 1 finale last night. It was very good. Those men are so hot. I'm loving that show. So that goes here, and that's kind of this section. And then I have some funny little pictures on the side because that's cute. Yeah, and then I guess we can go into this section, which is the create section. So my content kind of things. So this is where I write down like video ideas, and you can click like here, YouTube, TikTok. And then this calendar is where I kind of put in when I want to film things. So see here, I'm filming my Notion tour right now. Hi. So that's kind of where I have that. And then like things I want to do here. Yeah, this is just to kind of like force myself to actually stay on top of things and be active and do that whole thing. For example, my Instagram one, like we've got some Instagram captions here, some cute photos, whatevs, just, you know, the type of photo, that kind of thing, something to just like go back on and look at. The calendar we saw, this is just a direct link to it in case I need that. And then these are links to all my social media platforms on the side if I just need like quick links to anything. So like quick link to YouTube. I guess we can go into my bird law section. So this is where I'm planning on tracking everything for the LPC. So if I click this, for example, like this would have my class names and then links to Google Doc notes that I'm taking for each class. But for right now, since I haven't started that, those stay closed. So this, for example, will be where I keep track of all of the deadlines that I have. Here's like a calendar view, which like example task 1 will show up. So that is like a deadline that I need to be aware of. This would be another link to a calendar. I have a feeling I'll use this page more for the legal practice course specifically. This is more, sorry, this keep track section is more like class-based, just to get down to like the nitty-gritty details, because I could open this up and have like links to things or briefs or that kind of thing in here. And then also, I mean, it's still here, so it's fine. So let's scroll down a little bit. This section, to be perfectly honest with you, it's not that interesting. I just have some like bullet points of things like things that make you happy, sunshine, iced coffee. That's all I could think of. Let's go out, like go buy yourself a book and get a coffee and just like get a grip, you know? Let's stay in, things that just are so simple, but sometimes you're just like not in the mindset to really think of things that you want to do, or you just can't get out of bed. These are all things that are fine, you know? Sometimes you just got to do that. This workout section is new to me, so very minimal information here. Yeah, there's nothing really interesting there. In the little chef section, so this was the section that I didn't really use and I have not used since I made it, so I'm not even gonna bother going in here, but I'll go in here, which is my recipe section. So I've got what it is, meal type, I guess you could say, sweet and savory, whatever. So let's say I made these banana oatmeal no bake cookies in my Stranger Things prep video. And so if I click here and open it up, it has the ingredients and then how to do it. Well, that's it. Easy peasy, lemon frickin' squeezy. So yeah, this is just like a great way to track a bunch of recipes. So then we can go into the budgeting section. I'm probably gonna blur out costs of things because that's alarming. But basically, this is the first month that I'm actually like genuinely trying to track every single penny that I spend. So here I have what it is, like what I have paid for, whether it's a fixed expense, flexible expense, or whether it's like incoming funds. The one thing I will say, again, I am not a pro at Notion. I don't know how many things work. And something that I do want to look into is how to link, like how to have a separate table that kind of has like a running balance for the month, and every time you spend something it deducts it from that. So I don't really know how to do that yet. I haven't looked into it yet. I just haven't had time, but that's something that I think would be really helpful for me. But right now this is how I'm tracking it. So also I will say, like, I obviously am living in the UK, so most of what I'm spending is in pounds. But there are still things that I pay for via my Canadian cards. So that involves like my Adobe subscription, just because that's the way it's set up. My Netflix account, I share that with my family, so that's coming out of my Canadian account. A car payment, that kind of thing. Like all of those things are still in Canada, so that's how I do that. And then also I get paid from Etsy in Canadian dollars. And then we can go into the travel bug. So this is just where I could, if I had millions of trips that's going on. I wish, but I don't. So in August, I'm going to Budapest for the Sziget Festival. So this is kind of where I track everything. This is not me, but I want this to be me. I want to take cute blurry photos with my sunglasses and cute popsicles, you know. I want that to be the vibe. So this is that situation. And then I've got like the lineup here, which is fun, and then a packing list, which I'll add to, and things that I need to get, and then the lineup. So let's say, for example, on Sunday, like these are some of the artists that I've seen are performing and that I want to watch, obviously. Oh yeah, these, I'm not gonna really get into these because they're not fully fleshed out and I just don't think it's worth it. But this is where I track sales and funds and all of that for Etsy, and then my Redbubble one I'm pretty sure is empty. So that's my Notion tour. I hope that was helpful or interesting or inspiring or whatever that it might have been. I hope it was for you. I really love Notion. I feel like once you kind of start and you get the hang of it, it's very, very fun to do. If anybody has any questions on how to set up Notion, or if you want like a more detailed tour of like how I did certain things or how I set things up, I'm more than happy to do a second video explaining everything. That is just outlining how I do it and how I try to organize my life because I need it. Anyways, that's everything. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Please make sure to like, comment, subscribe. I'm gonna leave my social media links in the down bar if you want to follow me on any of those or say hi. Thanks for watching. I hope you have a good one and see you next time. Bye.